Well, for us, the story, the context is pretty much everything. One thing we knew we didn't want to do is get into the mode where we were making a modern combat, modern military shooter, because that space is really crowded. If we were going to do something unique and something innovative that was going to matter, we had to do something different. The one thing we realized that nobody else was doing is focusing on like what happens to civilian life when warfare happens all around them, and more importantly to Americans who are so used to this life of convenience and excess. When it's suddenly stripped away, like what does that look like and how does that feel? You see a lot of scenes in the game that are like these poor passive civilians who, don't even have the means to defend themselves, and horrible things are happening to them. Either they're getting shot or they're being brought to these internment camps, and it all ties back into this vibe of like when war comes to the home front, it is really horrible for civilians. The biggest thing that's different about this game from a gameplay and a feature perspective is that you're not the super soldier. Like every other FPS you play, you're the super soldier, you're chewing through thousands of enemies. In this game, you are outnumbered, you are outgunned, you are on the run, you are scrounging for every last piece of ammo you can find, just barely able to eke out a survival. You have to be aware of where you are and where the enemy is because they're always looking for you. The main standout feature is probably this Goliath drone we have. It's sort of a remote-operated drone tank that the Resistance has stolen from the Koreans and repurposed for their own use. And it's sort of the only thing they have that'll level the battlefield in their favor. In addition to that, our player is a pilot, a helicopter pilot, so you might expect some of that kind of gameplay to feature later in the game. The weapons are mainly stolen off the Koreans, so you'll see a familiar set of weapons, modern military weapons, slightly advanced more than what we have today, but it's only 25 years in the future, so it's not too big of a departure from what you're going to find elsewhere. The main thing you're going to get with Homefront is a unique experience. If you're a little tired of the Space Marine games and you're a little tired of the modern combat, modern military shooter games, and you want something different, Homefront's going to fit that bill. We ship in March 2011 for PS3, Xbox 360, and the PC.